What are you wearing?
Well, I didn't have anything with epaulets and fake medals.
Right, because this is
The dictator car.
the dictator car. I don't know why she considers the Mercedes-Benz W140 nothing but a ruthless, cold-hearted, third-world dictator car. But she does. She can't dissociate the two. What is it about this car?
Well, the first time I ever saw it, that is the vibe that I got. And then one of your sweet friends in your sewing circle told me Saddam Hussein had one.
And then it all fit together.
And then it made sense. I always thought, just add flags.
Okay, so I might have known that already about these big-bodied 1990s era Mercedes-Benz sedans. However, I was smitten by the fact that they are so well engineered. They're so well built. There is nothing built like them on the road now. Fight me.
Rolls-Royce? Bentley?
You know, they've had decades to catch up. Decades. But at its time, during its peak, when it debuted as a 1992 model year car, Mercedes-Benz had spent $1 billion to make this what it is.
Wow, is all I can say.
You don't like it, huh?
It's not that I don't like it. I think, fanboys and gals aside, I don't like this car.
She doesn't like this car. I want to win her over. Help me win her over. Let me explain why this car is so great.
Explaining is not going to do it.
Let me start. Bruno Sacco designed the body. Now, admittedly, he said that he was not happy with the final design because the engineers kind of coerced him into changing the shape a little bit, making it bigger, more volume, all the sorts of concessions that you kind of have to make to engineering. So, yeah, it's not classically beautiful, but it's really functionally beautiful.
It's a wall.
It's a moving bar of soap. I mean, I get it. So this was a cost no object exercise to build the world's finest car, bar none. Mercedes-Benz spared no expense in engineering the W140 series of sedans and coupes. At the pinnacle was the V12. Right behind it was the S500. And below that was the 400 SEL, which is what we're in today. Later became known as the 420 because it has a 4.2 liter V8. This car is really, truly engineered like nothing else on the road. And it had so many innovations for its time. The little thoughtful details, like when you open the trunk, the little handle pops out so you don't have to get your hand dirty by reaching underneath. Neat. The world's first double-paned glass in any production vehicle. The world's first self-closing doors in any vehicle. It had so many neat features that hadn't existed before. They have these little pop-up rods that come out of the back, so when you're backing up, you can see when you're close to a wall. It has a remote-controlled mirror that operates with the memory system so that when a new driver gets in, they don't have to adjust the mirror.
Are you done with the TED Talk?
That there's more. Just wait, there's more. How am I going to sell you on this very grand and very affordable Mercedes-Benz S-Class?
Well, you don't have to sell me on it because you already bought it for some unknown reasons. Turned up in our driveway, much to my horror.
I thought I was outlaying the reasons very clearly. I don't think they're unknown. This car...
Do you want to hear what I don't like about it?
Well, let me just finish, first of all. At its time, this car was the pinnacle of automotive achievement. Mercedes-Benz really broke new ground in so many different levels. It was like nothing anybody had ever seen before. This car was an accomplishment. This car was epic.
No one has taken any design cues from this car since. Okay. I rest my case right there.
This is functional beauty. This was so far ahead of the W126 that it followed. Its aerodynamic drag coefficient was significantly lower. Yeah, it's blocky. Yeah, it's bulky. But it was bulky because it was so ambitious. This car just had broken so much new ground.
I cannot believe how much you love this car.
I love it.
It is so big and blocky and it's ugly. Honey, it's ugly.
You know, the French have a term for ugly beautiful.
They have a term for almost everything.
And I think the French might get it because This is not a classically beautiful car. This is not something Italian with flowing lines and sort of
It's not even something German
muscular
with flowing
haunches.
lines.
You know what it is? There's a pleasure in neutrality. It's like there's something kind of pleasing about the fact that it's not trying to be something that it's not. It is attractive in its just abject, screw it, we're just gonna build the best damn car, we don't care what you think about it. No?
No. My first problem with it is the aesthetics. Okay, that's a big problem for me.
Uh-huh.
My second problem is that it's just not sexy. Can you tell me that this car is really sexy to you? Do I need to worry?
Does a car have to be sexy?
Yes. Ambulances don't have to be sexy. Fire trucks, police cars.
Dump trucks?
You said it, not me.
Okay, sexy is not the first word that comes to mind when I'm driving this, but comfort is. I could drive this car cross country right now and be very content.
I'll tell you one thing I like about this car.
Uh-huh.
It's very quiet.
It is very quiet. You know, we're doing some decent speed here. I don't have to raise my voice. It's very civilized. You know, it's the double pane glass is really helping. The fact that it's built like a proverbial tank is another thing.
A tank is prettier.
Maybe, but there's something reassuring about that heft. I like the fact that it's effortless to drive. It's not as effortless as a V12, but it's effortless.
That effortless.
The steering is very light. It's very sedate on its feet. It doesn't, you know, it's not in a hurry to get anywhere.
This is like a poem. This is like a love story. I can't believe that you love this car. I thought I knew you.
Well, you know, sometimes you're in for a surprise here and then. Well, maybe I can interest you in a drive.
Oh no, are you gonna make me drive this?
Always. Always. Here we go. Soft close. Taking that silence, it's so serene, isn't it?
You know, the silence is the one thing I like about this car.
The space,
Okay, two things. Space, silence.
the materials.
No.
The materials.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
There's so much real metal on this car. You open the door handle, and the inside it's this nice, smooth, chromed, cool to the touch metal. The C-pillars are metal. The air vents are even metal. Nobody does that anymore. It's all plastic. This car is the opposite of plastic. That's part of why I like it. You're having a tough time arguing against the quality, aren't you? It's the quality. She can't deny the quality. The quality's so good. Oh, it's such a good car. Am I wrong?
I appreciate the small metallic touches, but they don't make up for the large metallic touch.
That is the body. If you had to drive from here to New York in a couple of days, you could choose this or you could choose your beloved Citroen 2CV. Are you telling me that you would take the little wheezing tin box of a French transportation form?
Yeah.
Oh, brother. I find that hard to believe.
I would just make a lot of stops.
I find that hard to believe.
It would have to be a month-long trip with a lot of baguette.
Uh-huh. I know, I've got to turn the air conditioning on. I get so heated up just thinking about it.
I mean, we agree on almost everything. Maybe that's just the difference in our personalities. You know, for you, engineering is it. And for me, I'm a pretty aesthetics-based creature. You know, I think about space, I think about the way something moves. I like the way it moves, but I have to inhabit it. So if I have to inhabit it, I want to be part of its story. And no offense, I just don't want to be part of the story.
Well, I was reading car magazines, and this car was brand new, and it started at around $70,000, $80,000 and went over to $120,000, $130,000 in early '90s dollars. To me, it was aspirational. The fact that I could go out and go to practically the ATM and get cash and buy this car for myself and have it and own it.
Admit how much you paid for the car.
$5,000. That is a huge differential in my mind, that like crossing that span of history and like my huge estimations of the car back then, what I thought it was then versus how attainable it is now. Yeah, maybe that's warping my vision just a little bit.
You know what I'd rather have for $5,000?
What?
A Vespa. And I don't even know how to ride.
You know what? We may just have to not meet on common ground on this one. And I'll have to just park it somewhere like a little kept car that nobody knows about.
We couldn't do that because it takes up so much real estate. I mean, if it was any longer, it'd be a limo.
It kind of is a limo. I mean, they call it a limousine in German circles.
You know, I was so worried about that Fiat and our, bean sprout of a kid. And in this thing, I mean, there is no worries.
He has a room to grow.
It is a smooth drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quiet drive.
Yeah.
Well, it has like a whole little fan club. My heavens, when I said something, it was like everybody was going to jump on me and put me at the bottom of the football heap.
Yeah, on Instagram, people revolted and they said, you just don't understand.
They
have a good point, actually.
I'm just not a professional.
With enough training and hard, long hours, you too can be like me.
No. Well, maybe if I was honest, I would take a Citroen 2CV cross country.
Uh-huh. You would take?
Probably would take that.
Yeah, there you go.
Just because it's comfortable.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And has air conditioning.
You'll give me that. It has more than 2 horsepower.
And it would never churn butter.
This is not capable of churning butter.
This could never, the butter would stay milk.
All right, so I'm glad we've made a millimeter of progress today. Thank you for seeing the world through my eyes just for one moment. And thank you guys for watching.